Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. So this is Ahsoka, season 1, episode 2. Boot up for Disney Plus. Timestamp to 0. Press play now. So ultimately, this show, I think it had some good ideas, but unfortunately, I think the writing suffers a lot. It is one of those shows I think that just falls flat on its face in a lot of ways. Again, it's unfortunate because I like the character of Ahsoka. The actor she looks so bored. Like she's just so tired and weary. I don't know if that's what they were going for with this, but it just seems so much more energetic in the Mandalorian series. And now she's got her own show now. It's like she's like dreading having to do anything. So like last episode, Sabine was stupid and decided to challenge the Dark Jedi to a lightsaber duel that she had no business fighting. And she got her dumbass stabbed. Unlike other characters that just walk away from being stabbed like Reva or died on the spot. At least we see Sabine in the medical bay, so I'll give her a pass. Every other character that's been like attacked in Star Wars has just gotten up and walked away now. I think Qui-Gon would make the difference. And personally, I think they should have gotten the phone a lot faster than they did. I feel like it took way too long. I know, believe me, we'll get to Thrawn because there's so many things wrong with what they did to that character. Thrawn is about as iconic as Darth Vader. He's literally the launch point for the expanding universe, which is my Star Wars. And again, we're going back to this boring ass Dark Jedi characters. Balin or whatever his name is. The most plain looking Dark Jedi I've ever freaking seen. I never thought I'd get to the point where Star Wars is just kind of boring. It's like, yeah, you could have put this guy in some makeup, give him a mask, some scar on his face. It was like a regular freaking dude. Same with Scarlett Johansson's evil twin. It looks so plain. Like, look at someone Darth Maul. Darth Maul looked cool. He was a shitty character. Boba Fett looked cool. He was a shitty character. This guy just looks like a regular dude in a robe. It's like I miss seeing the alien from Star Wars. I miss that shit. Just used to be done without question. Now it's just like an afterthought. But I think this episode was like, oh, Toronto reaching out across multiple new galaxy or something like. Now there's more than one galaxy in Star Wars. Like, what the deuce? So this show kind of is trying to rewrite stuff. It just looks so plain and boring, man. I guess I just got so excited hearing about Thrawn. It wasn't until I actually saw him in this show, I'm like, wait a second. Because there's just something off about the way he's written, and we'll get to that in more detail. I just felt like it was kind of a waste of a season because it just waited so long to bring him in. Kind of like how she's retracing Sabine's steps, detecting faint echoes in the force. Some new lore right there. I do think the droid comments on Sabine being the worst candidate for a Jedi is hilarious. Because I was rewatching this the other day, I'm like, the tension between Ahsoka and Sabine doesn't make any sense. Because one, Ahsoka's not a Jedi anymore. And two, Sabine is a Mandalorian. Mandalorians aren't really known for being Jedi. It's extremely rare. So she has no business using a lightsaber. You don't need everybody in the damn galaxy having a lightsaber. Ridiculous. Like, it just makes the original trilogy irrelevant. It's like, you got freaking outcasts running around out there. You got Space Aladdin, another galaxy. You got Ahsoka running around somewhere. You were talking about, oh, there was another. No, well, there's several others now. I think it's kind of cool seeing her in live action. She's one of the only characters I actually liked in the Space Aladdin show. She did good until she got stabbed. Don't give her too much credit. She had no business fighting that Dark Jedi. Because that Dark Jedi chick wasn't even after her. She just wanted the little warp thing. Like, it's okay to just have an episode without freaking lightsabers being ignited. You don't need that in every bloody show. I think that's why people like Andor so much. I still don't really care much about it. I've seen some more episodes, and I'll get into that in the next couple of commentaries. But shows like this, I don't know, feels like a swing and a miss in some ways. Like seeing these characters, I just wish they were written better. Sabine don't need no lightsaber. She doesn't need to be no Jedi. One thing Ahsoka should have been doing is going up to find Luke, bringing him on this adventure. That's the only Jedi she needs, Luke. Like whatever this dopey Mandalorian movie turns into, Luke needs to be front and center. Otherwise, it will not work. Especially if Thrawn is the villain. See, now she's an ancient people from distant galaxy. Like, now that distant galaxies in Star Wars, like, what? They're changing the rules that have been established for years. And I don't like that. So apparently, this Morgan Elspeth chick is one of the Night Sisters. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, she had all this damn magic. Why didn't she use that when she was fighting Ahsoka and Mandalorian? She might have beat her. Guess magic didn't work back then, or just they didn't want to make it known she was a Night Sister at that point in time. So I don't even feel like I'm looking at Star Wars characters right now. I mean, those two idiots next to Morgan Elsbeth look like people you run into in the grocery store. They don't even look like Star Wars characters at all. This to me is so lazy. It's as lazy as putting Tatooine in a quote unquote open world Star Wars game. Because we've never been to that planet before, right? They could have put some makeup on this dude. We could have made the girl now alien, three legs, Zabrak, Torguta, something. She thinks Thrawn is called her from across space. Thrawn ain't got that kind of power, dumb broad. Thrawn's a strategist. He's not a mystical being. I'm gonna save more of my Thrawn comments for later in the season, but man, did they get this character wrong so badly. I have Scion. This seems like they got so many random force users in this show just to have a checklist or something. So this is more like a recon episode. The Rebels show did a lot of stuff like this, where a character would just be gathering information and whatnot. So Hera and Ahsoka are teaming up for this sequence here, which is kind of cool to see. Like it's fine to have different styles of Star Wars out there. I got no problem with that. Yeah, I just wish it was written better. There's something just off about it. It feels like it took for it so damn long to get to the point of the story. There's only like 7 episodes. It's not like there's a bunch of filler or anything. Just they could have been structured better. It's like this whole thing about oh, should be on back to her apprentice. I'm like, when was she her apprentice? Ahsoka is not a Jedi. She left the order. She cannot train anybody. At this point in time, the only one that can anoint her as a master is Luke. Luke is a master. Ahsoka is not a master. She's pretty powerful, but she doesn't. I mean, to me, considering who her master was, she's the last one that should be training anybody. That's why she sent the kid to Luke. That's why she's like, I can't train the kid from the Mandalorian, Lord Yoda. You can't train the kid, but someone else can. So, well, where's all this being with her apprentice crap coming from? It's like they keep bringing it up. It's like she quit on me. Like when? Your imagination? But what I find to be interesting is the fact that Sabine's willing to go across like the entire universe to find a quote unquote friend. I never realized that she actually had a crush on Space Aladdin. But I think it's hilarious. It makes me wonder if they're trying to set those two up as part of a romance. I don't know. Personally, don't need every character, every male and female to be romantic. Like with Star Wars Jedi games, didn't need Cal and Mara to be together. I think they were fine as friends. Like to me, the best romance in Star Wars is probably Bastila and Revan from Knights of the Republic way back in the day. A lot of people think Leia and Han is the best, but it's really not, in my opinion. It's the most popular one. But Revan and Bastila is at the top for me. Anakin and Padme is probably the worst. I can't imagine Sabine and the Space Aladdin being any better. Luke and Mara Jade in the books was decent. It was an interesting romance. It took a couple of years for them to get together, but their relationship was actually would have been nice to see on the big screen. But unfortunately, the meatbags and Lucasfilm just don't have the writing talent on any level, really. You know, this dude just shows up in this series. I have no idea who the hell he is. Again, because someone needed an excuse to have another Force user in the show. There shouldn't be that many left in this era. So just need an excuse for Ahsoka to fight with her lightsabers, I guess. To me, there's no real story purpose behind it. I feel like it's there for spectacle, nothing more. Just cool, but like, yeah, you don't need lightsabers for every show, especially when lightsabers don't even seem to have the same effect they used to back in the day. And some people thought this was a brainwashed Ezra. I think that would have been a better plot than what they did. I can almost buy that happening. Like maybe Thrawn, maybe he got taken when he was when. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't make sense because he got like sucked into that wormhole with Thrawn. It's like once you mentioned like where's Grand Admiral Thrawn, I'm like Thrawn, because like that's just like his name dropped the one of the coolest characters in the Star Wars universe. So of course my expectations were through the roof. So I had to backtrack on like Thrawn's alive in this era because in the EU, the Thrawn trilogy takes place after Return of the Jedi, and this is also past Return of the Jedi, but the Rebel show was episode 4, and Throne trilogy starts post Return of the Jedi. Still, this would have been if this was a brainwashed space lad. I think I would have bought this a little more. He's not an Inquisitor, so just some random dude with a lightsaber. So like going forward, it just needs to be to be a Mandalorian. That's who she is, what she is. She doesn't need a lightsaber, she doesn't need to be a Jedi. Like just stop trying to be everybody friggin' lightsaber. Oh, this is a nice little touch, little mural they got of all the characters from the Space Legend show. I mean, from the episodes I saw, I never thought Sabine was that interesting anyway. Like, look at the way she's touching his face on the wall. I'm like, jeez. I guess she does have a thing for him. So this was a shot in Clone Wars, I believe. Clone Wars or Rebels at the end of the series. This shot here was after Return of the Jedi. Ahsoka shows up and then they leave together. This is taken from that. Again, just putting this out there. Like there are no like how do I put this? Traditional Jedi are no longer around as much. Luke maybe being he's Luke's not traditional either, but for Ahsoka to be actually trying to train instead of being a thing of dumb. It's okay to have characters with blasters. You don't need everybody with a lightsaber. It just takes away from the magic of Star Wars being a universe. Tons of amazing characters with no lightsabers. People who go to Han Solo. He's not the only smuggler in the galaxy, he's just the most popular. There are tons of characters in the expanding universe. No lightsabers. Like Theron Shan, one of Bastila Shan's descendants. His mother's a Jedi. His father was a trooper. Yes, he doesn't have the Force. He's not a Jedi. He's basically a scoundrel, smuggler. So just because, like, yeah, just I don't need Sabine to be a Jedi because it's not necessary, and it's to me it's lazy, and yeah, it's lazy.